Hello, I'm Bettina Cornwell, and this is Sponsorship and Marketing, and we'll be talking about sponsorship exclusivity. So, as a starting baseline idea, exclusivity means that a sponsor of sport, art, entertainment would be the only one in the product category. And in that situation, they reduce confusion, unlike you might have in television or radio where a number of different competitors might be associated over a period of time. In this situation, it's quite comforting to be the only one. And it's one of the most prized aspects of sponsorship in terms of what sponsors want. Now, that said, let's see how it's evolved and where we are these days. So we'll start from the properties perspective, because sponsorship is a revenue stream for them. So let's start with a sponsorship pie of sorts. And we might have beverages, auto sponsorship, and airline maybe. So in this thinking, there would just be one auto, one airline, one beverage sponsor for this team, this sporting event. However, they would like to slice the pie a little more thinly to earn additional revenue by having assets that they could sell, let's say, to non-alcoholic beverages and alcoholic beverages, presuming we have no children in that audience. And then perhaps they would cut that again into sports drink, water, and on and on. So these, let's call them these subcategory sponsorships are offering a measure of exclusivity in a subcategory. So, well and good. And this has been happening for a long time. This is not new. It is part and parcel of how sponsorship works. That said, it might also be the case that there is shared exclusivity. In this sense, it would be between non-competing brands. For example, in the auto industry, you might have a luxury automobile brand like BMW, and you might have an economy car such as Ford Focus, and both of those brands might sponsor the same event at the same time, but they're very different and they have non-overlapping markets, and they are in the same category, but they are not competitors, not direct competitors. Another example would be airlines, and here you might have a regional carrier and an international or domestic carrier, a national level carrier, and they wouldn't have competing objectives. They actually might be complementary and work together. So another one way to slice the pie, if you will, or make more pie, it's only available to large international properties. Big brands like Manchester United would be probably the quintessential example of a brand that is popular in many markets and could actually sell sponsorship in a number of countries that, let's say, from the beverage category, would be competing in the sense it's the same product, but these would then all be in unique markets, so that makes perfect sense. So exclusivity has evolved to offer more financial resource to the property, but at the same time preserving values that the brands would like to have. That said, we have with the Olympics in Tokyo, truly shared sponsorship at the national level. This was a unique situation, perhaps yet to be fully understood, but how it works out. But Dentsu seconded individuals to work with the Japanese Olympic Committee, and they were selling sponsorship to direct competitors in the national market, so 2 banks, 2 airlines. but that was in a national spirit of support for the Olympics. Now, truly, they probably have some unique activations that make them special within that context, but in the starting point, they are indeed a shared sponsorship of competing brands. Now, all of this said, we have one more thing we need to kind of understand about sponsorship, and that is that really it's kind of like an onion. So sponsorship and exclusivity, we have many layers to our onion. Now, layers of an onion start with, let's say, team sports. We've got the league. We have sponsorship of the venue, perhaps. We have sponsorship of individuals, teams. We have sponsorship of cheerleaders have sponsor relationships. It goes on and on. And English Premier League and others have said, whoa, we have come to the point where we have such complexity in our sponsorship contracts that probably it would be better to take away one layer of the onion. In that sense, to provide more opportunity for the team level sponsorships with various, let's say, banks or beer brands or whatever they were deciding to do, that would be at this lower level, and more of them then would be excluded by that top layer of the onion in that contract. All right, this has been Sponsorship Exclusivity in Sponsorship and Marketing. Thank you.